The Supreme Court has recently stirred up a lot of controversy and demonstrations, all of which have made me think seriously about the U.S. Constitution. In today's world, how relevant is our Constitution, a 230-year-old document? How is life different today than it was over 2 centuries ago? Hundreds of today's issues were unknown and unimaginable 230 years ago. For example, what does the Constitution say about military-style assault rifles? Nothing. They did not exist 230 years ago. What does the Constitution say about abortion? Nothing. It was not a hot issue 230 years ago. What does the Constitution say about internet pornography? Nothing. Even the most enlightened thinker could not have imagined the internet 230 years ago. What does the Constitution say about racial equality? Again, this was not an issue 230 years ago. Some of the Founding Fathers were indeed slave owners, including George Washington. We must realize that the Constitution reflects life in the 1700s, not life in the 2000s. To make the Constitution applicable in today's world, it must be interpreted. Determining what is and what is not constitutional is ultimately done by the Supreme Court. Interpretation or misinterpretation can be influenced by political bias, prejudice, and religious conviction, none of which are supposed to exist in the Supreme Court. Not supposed to exist anyway. The Second Amendment to the Constitution, part of the Bill of Rights, needs no interpretation. It is crystal clear as it stands. It gives us a right to keep and bear arms. The Supreme Court's interpretation of the Second Amendment is egregious. It ignores the stated reason for the amendment, which is to protect the security of a free state, a reason which no longer exists. How can the Supreme Court justify simply ignoring half of an amendment? Everyone knows about the Second Amendment, but some of us don't know the entire text, which says, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Do we still need a well-regulated militia to secure our free state? Apparently, the Supreme Court thinks we do. But could all the weapons private citizens can collect protect us from a foreign invasion? A very good question. And finally, it does not take the intellect of a Supreme Court justice to know that the weapons referred to by the Founding Fathers were muzzle-loading flintlock rifles. These weapons were barely able to get off 3 or 4 shots in a minute, with very little accuracy. Does the Supreme Court really believe that if the Founding Fathers were alive today, they would include the assault rifle in the right to bear arms? Preserving the Second Amendment as it stands cannot be logically justified in today's world. What was deemed appropriate and necessary 230 years ago cannot be appropriate and necessary today. All circumstances have changed, and changed dramatically. The Supreme Court has made decisions based on political allegiance rather than on plain logic. They know what they have done, and so do we.